Hey guys, how's it going? Time for a little update video on the Warhammer Fantasy front. Plus, I want to give you a little surprise for you guys that play Warhammer Fantasy. The Magic cards. Right here, you're probably wondering, okay, first thing, let me talk about my Dark Elves. Well, this right here, yeah, you can see, that's a High Elf Dragon. Well, I want a dragon for my Dark Elves, but the Dark Elf Dragon is at least 8 to 10 years old. My local store can't get it. I have to get it directly from Games Workshop. So I thought, you know, this dragon looks better. I'll take some of the foo-foo High Elf stuff like the banner and the long robes down here off. But I'll make it Dark Elf and put my Dreadlord on this. So this is what the sprues look like. Pretty good. I'm really happy with it. There's a couple of different heads that you can have. Got a lot of weapon combinations, the crests that go on top of the helmets. But so I look forward to putting this together in the next few days and letting it play with my Dark Elves. Alright guys, let me show you one little conversion I did. This right here is my mounted battle standard bearer, since that model doesn't really exist for the Dark Elves. He's a Cold One Rider. I took bits from the Corsairs and actually the Spearman too. I mounted it to his back. I gave him the Sea Dragon cloak, which I had to cut up to make fit. Did okay. But anyways, this guy is my battle standard bearer for the Dark Elves that's mounted. Also a quick note is I did start another fantasy army. I did start the Tomb Kings. We had I've been playing them 2 weeks now. We had a tournament in our area, an 1850 tournament. There you go, there's a bone giant from the Tomb Kings. Anyways, we had an 1850 tournament, 3 rounds. My first round was against High Elves. The High Elf player took a fighty High Elf army, which was surprising, with only 1 magic user. And I was beating him pretty good until his Phoenix Guard and his White Lions got into combat, and they just munched through my units. I had nothing that could take them guys out. Anyways, on the 20-point scoring system that a lot of rogue traders and GTs use, I won 11-9. I beat him by 200 or 300 points, whatever it was. And you know, that put me on like table 3. Because one guy, a Lizardman player, beat someone 20-0, and then there was another Wood Elf player, he beat someone pretty good too. My second game was against an Orc and Goblin player. It was a close game up until turn 4, when I broke his big unit of Boar Boys. And when I say big unit, he had 15 Boar Boys in 1 unit. I was able to hit that unit in the front and then got a side charge with a unit of skeletons. That unit broke because he lost combat and I was fear causing. You guys know how that worked. And they fled. They fled through a unit of Wolf Riders. The Wolf Riders then broke, ran off the table, and so did the Boar Boys. That pretty much won me the game. I ended up winning that game 15-5. And that put me in second place behind the Lizardmen, who also won again. And then so for first place, for possible first place, it was me against the Lizardman for round 3. The Lizardman player at 1,850 points, now at 1,850, you know, you can't have a Lord. He had 3 Stegodons. Oh my God. Anyways, I made a couple of bad mistakes. My Tomb Scorpion, I let it get charged. He could have overran into my Casket of Souls, but both Stegodons ended up rolling a 4 and a 5. If he'd have rolled a 7, he would have hit the Casket of Souls and possibly changed the game. Anyways, I was chopping down Saurus. The game went pretty good. I ended up winning 16-4. So ended up with like 42 battle points and was in first place by, no one was close to me, within 8 points I think it was. So anyways, I'd played the Tomb Kings 2 games before. The tournament was games 3, 4, and 5. Ended up winning the tournament, won a battalion box. And that right there is the battalion box I ended up picking up, Warriors of Chaos. Don't know if I'll start that army. Might trade it off on Bartertown. All my 40k armies and fantasy armies, none of them could really benefit from another battalion box. My Dark Elves are set. My Tomb Kings are set because I'm getting another battalion box from a guy that doesn't play anymore. Brand new battalion box there for 40 bucks, which is a steal. So I didn't need the Tomb King one. My Warhammer, the Chaos Space Marine army for 40k, I don't need that battalion box. And my Imperial Guard, I'm still assembling, and I got tons of guardsmen and tanks, so that really didn't help me. So whether or not I'll start these Chaos guys, don't know, but like I said, it was the prize. Had to pick a battalion box. I wished I would have been able to pick like some regiment boxes and blisters instead, but hey, you go with what you win, right? So now for the main part of the video. Yeah, see this yellow stuff? You guys are probably wondering, what's all that on his hands and stuff? Well, my wife has me painting the house, the outside of the house, so that's why you see that. Alright guys, now on to what the main part of the video. I had a couple requests for spell lists, Biotrex 310. If you're listening, I hope this is what you're looking for. Anyways, I found these on Warseer, which is a forum site. That's more than that, but I typically just go to the forums. Alright guys, look right here. Do you recognize these? You guys are, whoever says, oh, those are Magic the Gathering cards. Wrong answer. Those are not Magic the Gathering cards. What these are Warhammer spell cards. Every race has them on this website, and I will post the website in the video at the end. And if you play Warhammer Fantasy, you ought to check these out. All the races, with the exception of Beastmen, have the spell cards. So let's just look at this one. This one is Word of Pain. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, Word of Pain. That right there, the three little skulls, means it's the level 3 spell. Right here, the DA tells you that's for the Dark Elves. Should be DE, but that's death. I would like to give thanks. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but Baron Wolf is the one that did these. And then if you notice at the bottom is the casting value of 7. These are so cool when you're playing your game. When you roll for spells, you can just put these cards down. They're in a PDF format. I just took them to the local Office Depot and had them printed out on color. My laser printer is black and white, unfortunately. And these are just cool. It's got the spell description here. And right here is the Commandment of Brass from Metal. M-E, Metal. It tells you it's a spell. If it was a magic missile spell, it would say magic missile right here. Commandment of Brass, that's the level 2 spell. Here's what it does. And the casting level 6. Let me tell you guys, if you're not using these, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's a great reference. It beats having a sheet of paper or having to flip through your army book or flip through the big book. But I have these for my Tomb Kings, which are sort of, they're okay. But, you know, I don't have any casting levels or remains in play, so it's just basically my incantations here, you know, and it tells what they do. But I've got them for my Tomb Kings, which has 1 spell lore, Dark Magic. I got them for Metal. I got them for Death, Shadow, and Fire, which are all the lores that the Dark Elf player can use. Having them laminated and then cut them out and go with that. But right now, these card protectors or whatever, I'm just going to use those, the spells that I roll up. I've got a blank one of these. I'll just put the spells for that game in here, and then I know what I've got. Like I said, guys, you want to check this out. If you play Warhammer Fantasy, these are cool, and it's a PDF. I don't know what else to say. The illustrations are pretty good. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Just wanted to give you an update of what I was working on in Warhammer Fantasy and these cool spell cards. If you have any questions or anything, send me drop me a comment or send me an email. But I'll see you around the tube. YouTube, that is.